Yo, 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 what's going on, man? Today is May the 17th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. Today is three WNBA games for today. So we'll get into those three games. I'm only laughing just slightly because I didn't make a bet yesterday. Would have went 2-1 on the things that we talked about, but I kind of want to get a feel for, how I think things are going to play out. Not, y'all know how I am, man. I'm not just out here betting anything, but I would have went 2-1 yesterday. Minnesota minus the 5.5 was a winner. They end up having a big second half, big third quarter specifically. Atlanta, Washington did fly up and over the total at 156.5, and then Golden State, the Valkyries would have been the loser, plus 6.5. And I thought it would be difficult for them to score, and I would have been right about that as well. Just thought that they could keep it within the number. Kelsey Plum said, "Nah, we're not keeping it within any number. We going for the blowout," and that's what they ended up doing. Ended up blowing out the Valkyries in their, inaugural game at the crib. So yeah, we'll talk about the games today. As far as a couple people like DM me on Twitter, somebody put it in the comments as well, and we're just asking about last season. Like, do you track your plays? Were you profitable? And if this is not your first time watching the show, and if this is not your first season watching the show, you know that I always track my plays. So this is a screenshot from last season. If you want to go back and look at the if you want to go back and look at the plays, you can, of course. But yeah, every single day, for people that are asking, the plays were always tracked, and we updated the units every single day, and it's something that I'll do this season as well. So you can see the W, regular season 75, 64, and 2. We were only up about a little under 2.5 units. WNBA playoffs started. We went up about 6, almost 7 units. And then this was the day before. This was the day of the championship, which we cast a 2-unit play on the Liberty to win the championship. So we finished up about a little over 11 units last season in totality. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I shared that, because I know like a couple of different people I think maybe wanted to join, like, is this guy legit, that type of thing. So just wanted to share that real quick, and we'll jump into the three games for today. Let's see what you guys are thinking real quick. What up, D Johnson? Ski, what up, man? Late as I don't know what, late as hell. Yeah, my fault. I got a lot of things going on, man. Ski, what up, man? What up, Ski? Chad says hit his first WNBA bet of the season last night. Had links my 7.5. Appreciate the hard work, Chris. Hopefully the W can make up for the NBA losses. Actually, I went 1-0 yesterday. Only thing I played was, I wasn't gonna talk about it on this show because it's not a W show. It's not an NBA show, but I went 1-0 yesterday. Just took the Knicks on the money line. Half unit play, to win a half unit, and that went through the net pretty easily. So yeah. Let's see. What up, Kool-Aid? Appreciate you for tapping in. What up, PZ? Get up. What up, Big Marv? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Me says Mystics dream over was a great one. Great start to the season. Remember, I said the Mystics coach said that he wants them to shoot the ball within 8 seconds of the shot clock, man. 8 seconds of the shot clock. That should have let me know that it was going to be an over game, but I didn't bet it, man. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to get into all that. But I watched the game afterwards. I didn't watch the game live last night. And Citron is actually pretty. Citron, I think. I can't pronounce her name. The rookie, she actually pretty nice. I like her a lot. It's gonna be some more overs for the Mystics, in my opinion, as well. We keep getting these low totals. Let's see. Austin Cash links -5 as well. Mel said he went 3-0 yesterday. Honestly, it was an easy parlay, easiest parlay in a while. Mystics were good shooting last night. Atlanta was bad on offense, and all they did was add offense plus add defense plus a need squad to figure out. Oh, need the squad to figure it out. Okay. What up? Bet at your own risk. Says once again, Friday sucked for me as a better. For the NBA, I went 0-3. Oh well, but I did go 3-0 in the W. Like to see that. What up, Mark? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, props. All right, let's get into it for today, man. I'm talking enough. Real DJ says, good morning, Chris. That Wings game was fire. Yeah, I still got to go back and watch the Wings game. I was thinking to myself, like, bro, we should have just bet on fee. Why wouldn't we bet on MV fee yesterday? That was so, bro. We knew that Caleb McBuckets wasn't gonna play. They were gonna be down Elena Smith, bro, we should have just bet fees. She had 34 points, 20 in the third quarter last night. I dropped the ball. I take ownership of that. But I like the links. I told you guys I like the links even without Caleb McBride yesterday. I just didn't get to the window with it. All right, so let's talk about let's see if I actually put this in. So I am most likely going to go live today. Probably gonna go live today on Playback. I want to do the first game. So right, this game, this Liberty versus Lynx game. I'm sorry, this Liberty versus Aces game at 1 o'clock. So starts in about 2 hours. I probably will be going live. I haven't set it up yet, but it's available. And yeah, you guys can come over and watch the game with me if you want. Use the link in the description to sign up if you're interested. We'll talk through the game. People can come on the stage. Everybody should have access to it, but I can give out, they give me 20 VIP passes so people can watch the game, come on the stage, talk through the game, all that good stuff. I'm super excited for that game. I'm going to be locked in for that one, even though I didn't watch the games last night until after the games went off. I did catch a couple of them. So that's that. Check out that link in Playback, though, if you guys are interested. As far as jaXon, your AI sports betting handicapping tool, homie, companion, whatever you want to call it, assistant. jaXon actually went 3-0 yesterday. jaXon like the under between the NBA game, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, under 211.5 was a winner. But also I gave you guys 2 plays at the end of the show. jaXon liked Minnesota minus the 5.5, which was a winner, easy winner. And Atlanta Washington over 156, also an easy winner. So 2 winners for jaXon in the WNBA. See if we can run it back today. So prompt here is what did I type in? All right. So what are the 2 best WNBA bets for today? jaXon says the Indiana Fever, take them minus the 7.5 here. Says the Fever are coming off a strong off season, adding key players like DeWanna Bonham, Natasha Clouse, Sophie Cunningham to complement Caitlin Clark, who is entering her second season after a stellar rookie campaign. Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, 5.4 rebounds last season, and is expected to take another leap forward. Indiana also dominated the matchup last season, winning 3 of the 4 games against Chicago. On the other hand, while the Sky made improvements by acquiring veterans like Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, they still ranked 11th in points per game at 74.4, offensive rating of 97 last season. Indiana's high-powered offense, led by Caitlin Clark, should exploit Chicago's defensive vulnerabilities. Clark averaged 41 points, assists, and rebounds in her last 3 games against the hold on for a second. I need to check this. Okay. All right, cool. Just got confirmation. I was waiting for a text message. I will be going live at 1 o'clock for the game. Side note. So check out the Playback link. We will be live in Playback at 1 o'clock. All right. So just waiting on that text message. All right. So yeah, jaXon likes. So that was the last thing that jaXon said in that bet. Likes Indiana minus the 7.5. Second bet, Las Vegas Aces plus the 4.5 against the New York Liberty. Says the Aces are looking to make a statement against the defending champion Liberty. While New York is favored, they are dealing with some early season challenges, including Breanna Stewart working her way back from off-season knee surgery in the absence of Benaji Laney-Hamilton. The Liberty's chemistry may take time to develop after some roster adjustment. The Aces, led by MVP candidate Asia Wilson, are a formidable opponent. They tied for the second best road record last season at 14-6, and have added Joel Lloyd, the league's leading scorer in 2023. Las Vegas is motivated to prove they can be top contenders despite last season playoffs loss to New York. Supporting stats: the Liberty 4-2-1 against the spread in their last 7 meetings versus the Vegas Aces, but Las Vegas has the momentum to keep this game close. So yeah, jaXon likes jaXon likes the Liberty, the Aces a dog, and the the Indiana Fever a favorite. I got some player prop bets too, but I'm actually tired of reading, honestly. I've been reading a book, and I don't really want to keep reading what jaXon likes. But the link is in the description if you want to check out what jaXon likes. Use that code ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's. When you sign up to get 50% off of whatever tier it is that you like, use it to check your homework. Use it for the plays and then research the plays that jaXon likes, but never bet it blindly, even though you would have went 3-0 yesterday, but tailing blindly from jaXon. So let's jump into the games for today. So the first one up, let me just make sure I got the lines accurate. I think I want to say I changed these this morning, but I could be wrong. So Aces and Liberty, this is the 1 o'clock start game. This is the one I will be live on playback for. This is 4. Yeah, it is 4. And the total has moved though, up from 167.5 up to 169.5. So let's update that. And then let's talk about the matchup. Agree with a lot of what jaXon said. I think so first, I think we got to start with the injury report here. So Benajelini Hamilton is out. She's gonna miss the entire season. That's gonna be a big blow. If you got a chance to watch the season, the WNBA team preview shows the team preview show that I dropped yesterday, I should also probably link that in the chat so people can go back and check that out. Give you my expectations and rundowns on every single team, the adjustments, all that good stuff. But if you had a chance to watch that, I talked about how much Benajelini Hamilton means to the team. Also, it's not just even Benajelini Hamilton. It's also that Bebish is. She was expected to join the team, and she did. She came back, flew in. There could potentially be some jet lag there. She only got one practice day in, which was yesterday with the Liberty, and like jaXon said, you got Stewie, who's working her way back from an injury as well. I do love the addition of a dog like Natasha Cloud. I talked about that in the preview as well. The Liberty are going to be a well-oiled machine. Their season win total is projected to be just as strong as it was last year. I think it's 31.5. And you still got Stewie out there. You still got Jacquel Jones, who's probably top 2 center in the W, right behind Asia Wilson, and still got Sabrina Ionescu out there, probably top 2 guard in the W as well. So it's not like the Liberty are, necessarily they're going to play hard in this game. I do think that they are, but it's championship ring night, right? Championship night, ring ceremonies are always tend to lead towards in my opinion, lean towards the dog. And the Aces, I think they still got enough firepower on this team, even though they have had some turnover with their roster. And they cut Deja Kelly, which I just can't seem to make sense of. But real quick, let's just take a peek. All right, so you still got, Jackie Young, I think her assist is something I'm be looking at in this game. I know Chelsea Gray is also, going to be taking over and is probably the better of the 2 passers, but Jackie Young assists always a sneaky look. So Jackie Young assists, you got Jewel Lloyd, Chelsea Gray, Kia Stokes, and Asia Wilson. I think in my opinion, not having a 100% healthy Phoebus, and she's listed as game time decision, she may not even play. Not having Phoebus, not having Benajelini Hamilton, the Aces losing to the Liberty last season, it favors the Aces in this spot. It will be Aces or nothing for me. I know that the Shalom moved from 5 down to 4. That would be the way I would agree with that, and I would that's the way that I would be betting it. As far as the total goes, one up from 167.5 to 169.5, 2 points to the over does not make me want to bet it late. But I do think that we probably see pace in these games. We go back to last season. It's not that both of these teams don't play defense. They were top 4 defensively, I think, of the 12 teams that was in the association last year. They were really good offensively. They both had really good high assist turnover ratios as well, but they both played with pace last season. I think we'll continue to see pace. If you got a chance to watch the preview show, I talked about Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty, sharing that, they want to run a 5-out system. They want everybody on the floor. If you play for the Liberty, you will be able to shoot the 3-point shot. And, I think you kind of see the same thing with the Aces. Kia Stokes is the only player on their team that can't shoot the 3 as well. So I do expect the Aces to come in here, try to knock off the Liberty, especially with them losing last season to this team specifically. So that's my thought process on the game. Let's see what you guys are thinking, and then we'll get over to the next one. Mo says he likes the Liberty minus the 4.5. To Mo's point, I do think, like, if I'm playing devil's advocate, the GM survey came out. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, every year at the beginning of the season, they do a survey where they poll the general managers of the league, and they vote on, I think it was 40 different categories. And the Liberty are not favored to win the championship this year. And Sandy Brondello told her team that. So they will be motivated. They understand that they're on the high horse. I think it's only been 3 teams in the 25, 26 years or something like that in the WNBA's existence that have won back-to-back, with the Aces being one of those teams in the last 2. They won 2 years ago and 3 years ago. And I see this coming down to 3.5. So money look like it's coming in on the on the Aces here. Dream just have to go inside. out too many threes. I would, based on what I saw, Matt, they were trying to get the ball to Brianna Jones, and they did a good job of denying her. And yeah, that's my thought process. That game's over though. What up, Lightbear? Appreciate you for tapping in. Tyler says parlay of aces plus 10.5 with the Liberty money line for plus 134. What do you think? I'm not playing any parlays because I don't know if the Liberty gonna actually win the game, Tyler. But best of luck, man, if you do play it. All things Nikki says ChrisBeCappinn the WNBA. I love. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that for sure. JFX says I still don't understand how the W is so slept on. For betting, the women play harder than the men. This is an absolute fact. Every single game. What up, AOD? Legal says I agree with aces plus the points. It's a revenge spot, and the Liberty aren't as good in early games of the season. I agree with that. AOD reminding people to hit the like button like that. Appreciate you, AOD. Ski says he leans aces, but this is the only game I didn't bet. Dom says he played aces plus 4.5. Rotaro, good morning, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Bet at your own risk says I bet Jocko Jones over 3.5 first quarter points. Couldn't talk you off of that. I'm not sure who it's gonna be for the Liberty scoring, but I do love the addition of Natasha Cloud. I think that adding her and subtracting Courtney Vandersloot absolutely makes the Liberty contender to repeat. But like I said, you still like if Phoebus is ruled out, I think that this line should drop a 0.5 point to 3.5. The consensus should be 3.5, which it looks like that's where it's going right now. If Phoebus is ruled in, this should probably go up 0.5 point. But I don't like that Phoebus hasn't been with the team. Like that's not a play on the Liberty for me. No Balaji, Laney Hamilton, and Phoebus only getting 1 day of practice. It would have to be aces for me. Aces. All right, let's see. What else y'all saying? What up, I love us? Cam, what up, Cam? He says I need Joel Lloyd and Sabrina to hit a plus 4,000. So staying off of this one. Okay, must have put in a little parlay. MJ says Joel Lloyd and Sabrina Ionescu cancel each other out. I don't know if I say that. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I got stronger opinions on one than the other, but that's just my thought process. Aces covered would be how I would bet the coverage. I didn't bet this game though. All right, let's move over to the next one, which is Sky and Fever. I know I need to update this line because I didn't get a chance to do so. So this total has moved to 169, and the spread has moved to Fever minus 8.5 now. So this line, you can see I put these numbers in yesterday. Up to 8.5. I think this opened 7 too. Opened 7, and it already has started to move. It touched 8.5, and now it looks like it's moving to 8.5. The total open 167.5 is up to 169. It's actually come back down because it was up to 169.5. So, I kind of feel the way I feel. So first of all, let's go through the injury report. So Haley Van Loo is game time decision for the Chicago Sky. She is going to come off their bench, I think, and provide some much needed offense for the team. I like what the Sky were able to do in the offseason as far as bringing in some key offensive contributors from the guard position. Last year, they had one dominant guard, and that was pretty much it. This year, you go out and you get you get an Ariel Atkins. Courtney Vandersloot was back in Chicago as well, which I'm not a big Courtney Vandersloot type guy. I think she reminds me, if you don't know anything about WNBA, she's, in my opinion, she's Al Horford. Like she's the vet that can play the big minutes, but that's going to get cooked because just kind of past her prime, man. So Courtney Vandersloot equals Al Horford in the ChrisBeCappinn analogy. Not sure how y'all feel about that. But as far as this game goes, do I want to lay 8.5 with the Indiana Fever? I understand that they are, supposed to be really good. They will be without Sophie Cunningham today, which, in my opinion, not necessarily a spot that I think Sophie means a lot for what she can do for the team as far as her ability to be able to stretch the floor. Just want to double check real quick and make sure I got the injury report right. Yeah, I did. Okay. So it looks like they'll have a starting lineup of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, and Aaliyah Boston. This starting lineup is pretty good. It's not the greatest shooting lineup, even though you do have even though you do have Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Natasha Howard not gonna knock down that many threes. DeWanna Bonner she's pretty streaky from the 3-point line. So as far as the game itself, it's hard, but I think I would take the points with Chicago. I think Indiana got to prove it to me first. I talked about this in the preview, right? Indiana is projected to be really, really good this season. They still got to contend and contest with Angel Reese and Cardoso on the boards. I love the addition of a champion like Ariel Atkins. Kia Nurse is really, really streaky. She scares the hell out of me, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. We'll see if Indiana flexes their muscle or not. I would be taking the dog in this spot as well, especially with the line moving to 8.5. As far as the total goes, if I could have got a 166.5, which is where I had this written down at, I probably would be on the over. I do think it's going to be played with pace. I do think both teams want to get up and down the floor. Stephanie White, the Indiana head coach, is a defensive-minded coach. So maybe it takes a while for their defense to get acclimated to the game. But I do think, for her to acclimate defense, the Fever also have, even without Sophie, they still got, probably two more other players on their bench that could be starters as well. So I expect Chicago's offense to be a bit more improved as their season win total indicates. Their projected season win total indicates their offense to be a little bit better as well. I think couple ways I was looking. I actually want to go over really quickly because I was looking at this game from a player prop perspective as well. Let me see if I can find the tab real quick. Go over to Outlier. All right, so this is Outlier. There's a link in the description for people that are new to WNBA sports betting. I talk about this all the time when I'm capping NBA. This is Courtney Vandersloot. Her assist is sitting at 6.5. You can see here. This goes back to her last 10 games. Some of these last 5 games were very difficult ones where her minutes were limited. As you can see here, this was the finals last season against Minnesota. Minnesota was the best defensive team in the WNBA last season, I think, in front of Connecticut, first or second. So her minutes diminished, but even before that, when she was playing against the Aces in the second round, played against the Atlanta Dream in the first round, you can see that she stayed under this number. I do think, they'll be playing with a little bit more pace, but I think Courtney Vandersloot under her assist prop is something that I would be looking towards today. I didn't play it. Looking at all this red does, make it a little tempting for sure. I didn't play it though, but Courtney Vandersloot, I would play her under her 7 assists, I think. The other play I was looking at was actually Ariel Atkins. If we're expecting this game to be played with pace, and we don't know how good the defense is going to be for the Indiana Fever, Ariel Atkins is going to have to be somebody, in my opinion, that's going to have to play really well for them to be able to score the basketball from the perimeter. She's a really good 3-point shooter. You can see 41% in her last 10 games. She took a lot of shots towards the end of the season as well, 10, 9, and 7, shooting 30, 32, and 71% from the 3-point line. I think I would be betting on Ariel Atkins if I'm betting on anybody for the Chicago Sky. I think she'll have a pretty good matchup against Tiffany Mitchell or Caitlin Clark. In my opinion, she's an absolute bucket too. So if I'm thinking it's going to be played fast, I like Ariel Atkins over her points and Courtney Vandersloot under her assist at 6.5. These would be the ways that I would want to play today's game if I'm looking at a player prop. I wanted to give you guys some prop looks because I didn't talk about any player props yesterday. Had a little bit more time today. All right, let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Let's see. Scratch says 8.5 for unproven teams. Still like the Liberty or Lynx is crazy work in my opinion. Yeah, the market. I talked about this in the preview show. I agree with this comment. The Fever are projected on paper to be really, really good, but they have not proved anything yet. And I'm expecting them to take the leap. I think Caitlin Clark is going to be better. I think, like Aaliyah Boston, I think is going to be better as well. Her and Caitlin Clark finally getting a year to, kind of practice. But you still got to add in the system with Stephanie White bringing over DeWanna Bonner, being a vet on the team, Natasha Howard. Like, how do they all mush? I think is the reason why I kind of lean to the plus 8.5 as well. I didn't even look at Caitlin Clark props, Adam, if I'm being honest. I just feel like she's probably going to be overvalued, but I should have probably looked. I just didn't. Ski says he played over, got in at 167. Says wish Sophie was in though. Yeah, I think they got another shooter though. Ski, who was the other shooter? I feel like they got another shooter. I can't remember who it is though. They got another shooter off their bench. Um, Now I'm interested. I want to go find out who it is. Let's just look at their roster real quick. They got another shooter. I feel like that can replace um Sophie, in my opinion. So that is, let's see. Let's look at their roster real quick. I can't remember everything for every team. Sydney Colston came with Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall, in my opinion, yeah, she absolutely can come in and replace Sophie. Like, that's who I was thinking about. Lexi Hall, Ski. You should be good. Dom says he riding with his girls, man. I kind of figured this was probably coming from Dom. Dom, Indiana turned right now, man. He like the Fever. He made some money with his Pacers. It makes sense. It makes sense, Dom. Angel Gobert. Dom says he's playing Angel Reese under her 14.5 points. Leaning Fever minus the 8.5, pushing over towards the 169. Chad got in at 167.5. Everybody liking the Fever today, huh? Natasha Howard 8+ boards. Courtney did not retire, man. She's still playing, AOD. Appreciate you, Joshua. Says hit the like. Yeah, love you, Chris. Love you back, bro. All love, Joshua. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Appreciate the 199 donation as well. Malik says, I'm just ready to see what the coach is all about for the Sky. I was not a fan of Weatherspoon firing. Caitlin Clark threes could be laddered tonight. And they absolutely, anytime Caitlin Clark plays basketball, her threes could be laddered. Let's not get that twisted. I mean, she got, 5 foot behind the line pull-up range for sure. And she actually get Courtney Vandersloot, who's not a great defender, in my opinion. So yeah, Ariel Atkins is a pretty good defender though. She has made the all defensive team, I think, a couple times in her career. Quincy says you like Cardoso 6 boards. I guess I haven't really looked too deeply into it. What up, LA? Says hit the like button. It's free. Appreciate that. Who else is capping the WNBA better than my man Chris? I wait. There's some good WNBA cappers out here, man. I just trying to share my opinion, but I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love for sure. And C Fish got it right. Lexi Hall for sure. Cuppa Joe says Chelsea grade 3. She's shooting it more, coming off of Unravel. Even in the preseason game, she's 2 threes at plus 170 and 3 at plus 550. Bet at your own risk says she took Aaliyah Boston over 16.5 points and assists. Aaliyah gets who? She gets the Cardoso matchup. Cardoso's, her defense is better than her offense. Put it like that. I don't know. We'll see how Indy's offense looks. Indy got a lot of scores. I'm not sure what to do. I kind of want to wait and see how that game goes. I will be watching all 3 of these games in there. At least it's planned to watch all 3 of these games in their entirety today. Let's move over to the last one. Storm and Mercury. I definitely got to change this line. I didn't change this one. My fault. Mercury was actually laying a point and a half when I did these graphics yesterday. Now they're plus 4.5. And I told you guys there was a game that I bet yesterday. This total has come down from 162 to 154, which I already liked under yesterday, 154.5. I did get in on early on this one. I actually bet this game on, what's today? Today's Saturday. I bet this game on Thursday. And we start with the injury report. Seattle doesn't have anybody on the injury report. Seattle, the Phoenix Mercury played a couple of their preseason games, and this was the key indicator to me. Kalia Copper missed. I want to say she missed both of the preseason games. They also will be without Natasha Mack as well. She is also listed as out for this game. So real quick, let's pull up Seattle. But this was pretty easy to me. I think Seattle comes in and dominates Phoenix. I played the plus 3.5. So this line is far gone. I've got 7 points in CLV. We'll see if that actually means anything, because you could have got 7 points with CLV with almost 7 points in CLV with the Atlanta Dream yesterday. Kind of unproven team as well. But yeah, Natasha Mack is out. Kalia Copper is out. Katie Lou Samuelson for the Seattle side is I thought she was out for a long time, but it says, yeah, I think she's out. This report I'm looking at, I don't think it's updated. Let me just double check though. I got a couple different places I've been checking injury reports, along with the beat writer notifications on and all that good stuff as well. But yeah, I think she's out for the season. Is my point. I don't think she's gonna play. But yeah, I bet Seattle. The line that I got is far gone. Khalil Copper being out definitely hurts the scoring for the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury are anticipated to be a good team this season. You go out, you get Satu Sabali. You lose a couple pieces, but they are expected to play fast. I like their coach, what's his name? Tibbet. I like Nate. I think it's Nate Tibbet. I like Nate Tibbett's philosophy with the way that he plays basketball. I just think that, and I talked about this in the previous show, I think Seattle is probably like they can be the best defensive team in the WNBA. I know that Jordan Horston is out for the season. I think she has an ACL injury. But Seattle, especially adding the rookie, the Malunga, like you still got NECA, you still got Ezzy, who's probably, top 3 defensive center in the WNBA. You still got Skylar Diggins-Smith, who I don't think is, too far past her prime yet. This team defensively should be really, really good. Then you go out, Gabby, I think, her being there at the beginning of the season versus last year, her missing time because she prioritized the Olympics and playing for the French national team. Like, I think Seattle is going to be really, really good. I'm actually probably going to bet their season win total over. I talked about it in the preview video. I didn't bet it yet, but I am on Seattle in this game. I was thinking of adding the money line, but I didn't know that the line was going to move to 4.5. I was going to add the money line when I got plus 3.5, but that line has moved now. I think if I had to bet this one, it'd probably be a look towards, let's see, probably Seattle team total, not Seattle, probably, while I think Seattle will be able to score, probably a look towards, maybe even a look towards the Phoenix Mercury team total under. When I look at their lineup, they don't have a lot of scores out there. Alyssa Thomas, I think, is really good. Don't get it twisted. But Alyssa Thomas scores a lot of her points in the paint. She got to deal with NECA today. She got to deal with Ezzy. She got to deal with Malunga. That's going to be difficult for her, the way that she, scores the basketball. Satu, she probably gets hers, even though there's some really good defenders out there. Sammy Whitcomb can be hot or cold. Of course, she's coming from, she's playing against her old team in this matchup. And then Kalani Brown is, starting for, I want to say the first time. Last year, she didn't start a game last season when she played. I think she was in Dallas last season, I want to say. She didn't play a game. She didn't start a game last season. So I'm looking at the Phoenix Mercury team total. It looks like it is 75.5. I would probably be going under on their team total, thinking that Seattle can hold them down defensively. I also think that Phoenix is not going to be great defensively either. Sammy Whitcomb's not stopping anybody. Using, I think, is how you pronounce her name. Not the greatest defender. She didn't start any games last season either. Kalani Brown's not a great defender. Seattle could come in here and score the basketball as well. I expect them to be able to turn the Phoenix Mercury over. Last thing I'll mention, Seattle was not a great defensive team. I'm sorry, the Phoenix Mercury were actually the worst rebounding team last season. And when you got those trees out there like Ezzy and NECA, Malunga, I do think that they should be able to dominate the boards as well. So, this is the play that I sent out to the members a couple of days ago. I do like Seattle. Only thing that I bet so far today is Seattle. And like I said, that number is long gone. Let's see. Cuppa Joe says, want to see Dewana overs. We'll see how that comes out. Boogie A says, good morning. They got Reese 13.5 over under rebounds. Feels too high out the gate. I agree with that. Boogie. I was looking into Angel Reese boards at 12.5. And granted, she didn't play for a lot of minutes in the first couple games in the preseason, but 13.5 does feel pretty high. The Fever won a bad rebounding team last season. They still, Aaliyah Boston rebounds, I think, should probably be a good look because Aaliyah's not a bad rebounder herself, and she's gonna have to, keep Cardosa and Angel Reese off the boards today. 13.5 feel high. It does feel high. Dom says he like Mercury team total at 75.5 under. I think that's the look, Doms. I do. Lee Anthony says Mercury team total under 74.5. So definitely shop around. Make sure you're getting the better of the number. It is 74.5 minus 110 on DraftKings. But a part of the reason why I got into sports betting is because long term, you want to get the better of the number, man. You can get 75.5 at minus 115. That's the best play on the board, not 74.5. But it all depends on where your sports book is. Ski says he got Storm at minus 115. Like it. Dom says Storm first half -2. Mercury are very top heavy, and that's a fact. They are. Their roster is not kind of filled out. And I think, like I said, without, two key rotational players in Natasha Mack and Kalia Copper, I think they struggle for sure. Like the team total under. Fredo says no Kalia Copper tonight. Yeah, something to monitor moving forward too, especially with her missing the preseason game. So, yeah, that'll be the show for today. Again, I did get the text message. I'll go in and set up the playback for today. The game starts in about an hour and a half. We'll live stream the Liberty and the Aces game today. So if you use the link in the description, maybe we find a live opportunity. I probably won't bet it pregame, but if I can jump in on something live, I'll share it with the people that are watching the show. So that's it for today. Seattle plus the 2.5 is what I bet. That number is long gone. I think even if I was going to update this, it will probably be Seattle Phoenix team total under 75.5. I think they struggle, and I think they struggle out the gate too. So I couldn't talk anybody off their first half team total under. I think Seattle defense plays really, really good and open this season. I do lean Aces plus the 4.5. Didn't play. Courtney Vandersloot under her 6.5 assists, and Ariel Atkins over her 14.5 points as well. Tomorrow, I think there are 2 games tomorrow, so we will be back tomorrow. But yeah, check out the playback link, man, because we'll be live if you guys want to come through, talk about the game while it's going on. If you want access to all the plays that I make when I do make them, you will receive them via email if you use the link in the description to sign up. Yeah, that'll be the show, man. Check the resources out. Again, I told you guys jaXon likes the Aces today plus the 4.5. jaXon also likes the Indiana Fever minus the 7.5, even though that number has moved to 8. But yeah, check the resources out. You can also use Moneyballer to handicap WNBA. OddsJam is where I get all my referral, where I get all my live betting odds from. So check that out if you guys are interested. The line does move, live odds screen. It's actually one of the craziest things ever, and it's always open on my screen. So check these out. Also, if you need to do sportsbook, there's a link in the description for that as well. And that'll be the show for today, man. Do me a favor, hit the like button for me on the way out. Drop the show link in the group chat, man. Like I always say, best of luck on whatever it is you guys are betting. For the people that can make the playback, use that link in the description. You'll know when I go live because it'll pop up as a notification. And that'll be it for today, man. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll talk the games for tomorrow, the 2 games for tomorrow. I'm out.